Yo, what is up everyone? It's the boy Mawanda Maphumulo, all the way from Durban, South Africa, and we are back for another episode of Life with Mawanda. I've been promising you guys that I'm going to bring guests to the show, and lo and behold, we have the one, the only Mr. Senzo Verb Bhebgu. Brother, how are you, man?
Hey man, I'm good, man. I'm good. And yourself?
I'm awesome. I'm amazing. I'm very excited to have this podcast, because I might just throw in a few bones that you were not expecting.
Oh, man. You're gonna ask me some weird stuff now.
No, nothing weird, bro. Honestly speaking, nothing weird. But for those of you who don't know Verb, I have his bio right here.
I got a bio? I never knew.
This guy got an entire bio. I'm gonna read it out for you. But before I do, Verb is a friend, not just a friend, he's a best friend, not just a best friend, he's a brother to me. But for this podcast and for having him here, I want to do my best to take that and throw it out the window, because no, I'm serious. I really want to understand your story in a different perspective today.
All right.
I don't want to understand it from me knowing you for the amount of years that we know each other, and I feel if we can get that going, then the people that are watching or listening to this will be able to be just as excited and to also get as much information as possible. All right? So, this man's bio goes as follows. Verb is a professional street-style dancer who managed to turn his passion for street dance into a career that brings fulfillment to himself, as well as hundreds of students, as he has taught over the years. With 15 years experience and street credit, Verb has worked with one of the most well-known brands locally and internationally. His own brand is known across the world by some of the most respected dance artists in the world. Verb is known for being a pioneer of a style called krump. You can never say African krump without mentioning his name. Some of his career highlights are awarded South African Dancer of the Year. I mean, this guy came back with a car, fully branded. I mean, it's one, people get awards and they walk home with a trophy.
Amen.
You got an award and you walked home with a car.
Amen.
You know,
oh God, man.
I know, man. You've had appearances on, SABC One and a number of other channels. Red Bull Dance Your Style Tour, instructor. You've won approximately 3 dance competitions since 2017 to 2020. Probably more, it's 2022 now. Founder and director of Verbz Street Dance Academy. Man, you're a New Era Cap ambassador. So on and so on and so on to add to the list, right? More than anything, firstly, I want to understand who is Verb, where are you from, and what was your upbringing like?
All right, so I was born in Durban, obviously. Raised in Guamash for a couple of years before my mom decided, you know what, it's time for us to move and go to Avoca Hills. So all my life, I actually grew up in Avoca Hills.
Yeah.
Grew up with, sisters, mostly sisters. Last born, 3 sisters, older sister and a twin, well, twins. Then, it was a normal family, you know.
Nice.
Normal family. While we were in Avoca Hills, mom passed away, so it ended up just being myself, my grandmother, and my sisters. Kind of a bit of a tough couple of years from there, but man, I grew up with a very strong grandmother.
Yeah.
When people speak about their grandmothers and how strong they are, like I can understand what they mean, because she literally raised all 4 of us. And then later on also my nephew. So that was like, 5 kids. So yeah, man, but we never lacked anything, honestly. Nice. She was always there for us, always making sure we go to school. I went to school, met some amazing people, like this guy, right? And yeah, man, grew up like any other kid, playing outside, you know. Not like all these kids today that just play on their phones and stuff. But
Don't be judging kids,
played
man.
outside. We played outside, man. We played outside. So yeah, normal background, man. It's very hard to speak about where exactly I'm from, because there's so much that happens in in that lifespan. But all I can say is that I grew up like any other kid out there, playing soccer and experimenting with some dancing as well along the way.
That's nice. So I think one of the main reasons why I decided, you know what, I want to understand your story in a deeper light, in a different aspect, and also for other people, because I'm sure this will inspire a lot of people that have to take an unconventional route. Who's to say what is unconventional? But according to society's standards and society's norms, you know, certain things are considered as unconventional. And man, you've developed yourself till you actually got to a place where you are recognized, and I recognize you as a dance athlete. So further down the line, I really want to get into that mindset of what makes a dance athlete and what makes that consistency for you to actually be that. But with that being said, growing up, did you ever think that this was the route you were going to take, or did you have other likes, passions, and aspirations?
I think, man, like looking back now that I'm a little bit older, like I can see certain things that I liked as a kid.
Okay.
That I wanted to do. As a kid, like, you know, I'm sure you remember when Simba and stuff were coming on stage to give us like free chips and all that. Yeah. So,
Oro, Simba.
Yeah. So those, exactly, yeah. They'll normally come with the team, you know?
Yeah.
So I was really fascinated by the number one, performing.
Nice.
And just interacting with the kids. I was fascinated that there was someone in there as well. You know, that's moving and not saying anything. I was just fascinated by just like them being on stage.
The production.
Yeah, the production, like the team. Like I was like, wow, how do they do that? Like they made it feel so real. It feels like we actually with Simba, although we all knew that wasn't him really. But in a way, we felt like that was him. So that's where I can trace back to just performance or being on stage.
Okay.
It came from there. And then as for the dancing, it really just became something that's grew with me, man. Like I think as you battle, as you compete, as you do all these shows, it starts being clearer and clearer as to like, maybe are you good at it, or are you winning by fluke?
Okay.
How far can you push it? Do people really like what you're doing? Getting feedback from my close friends as well. And then that's how I started like going, you know what, I'm actually going to take this thing serious and I want to see how far it's going to go. Yeah.
I like that. Like, I remember the time where your winning streak started in the game. Now you're transitioning from high school into university, and you know, you're really doing well in terms of battling, traveling, and just exploring the art of dance. You know, within that time and that season, is that when you made the jump or the thought of, I want to go into this? Or were you still exploring, you going to study sound engineering, and how does that also fit into the journey?
I still had goals. I think in matric, that's when I did Masters of Rhythm.
Yeah.
Which then aired on TV. So that was like, I loved the feeling of that. Like it was a national competition, it was a big competition. People knew about it, people saw it. So I was like, okay, I did it once, can I do it again?
Yeah.
Can I be on TV? Like again, can I not be there for a short period of time?
Yeah.
What are the opportunities out there? So going into high school or tertiary, I went in that mindset. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna study sound engineering, but I'm still gonna push the dancing because I have these personal goals. Whatever I've reached in my high school years.
You want to try and...
Yeah, I want to do more.
Nice.
But also there was a limit in high school. Like, you know, like parents didn't allow us that much to travel. Yes, we were traveling.
but yeah, well, okay, we did more traveling than we should have.
We were traveling, like for people that are in high school, like we really, we pushed.
Yeah.
You know, really pushed. But there was more freedom now in tertiary. Like there was more freedom. I could be like, hey, I want to go to Cape Town. I'm going to Cape Town. And we're like, oh, okay. It's fine as long as you make sure you study. 100%. You know? It wasn't as bad as high school. So I had more time to lab. I had more freedom as well in terms of all the events and shows. So there was definitely more that I wanted to achieve, you know. So the desire to dance became more. The desire to enter competitions became more. The desire to just explore and see other dancers in the country became more. You know, yeah. So but without actually, you know, failing. Let's be like that. Let's just make it simple. Without me failing at school, I was still able to push and do as much as I can in my dance career.
All right, that's very interesting. Like, I like what you're saying. Also, just mentioning that we were traveling in high school. I know there was a sense of us wanting to really pursue this and try it, but also there was a sense of hunger.
Yeah.
What was it at that young age for you that gave you that hunger that, you know what, we need to go to Joburg, we'll raise some money. We need to go to whatever city, we'll raise some money and we'll make it happen.
Hey man, it's like passion mixed with the unknown. It's weird. Like, we had a lot of passion. You know, when older people say that young people have energy, like, it's true. Like, we just need to learn how to direct it, and we all direct it differently.
True.
But I feel like we had so much energy and we had so much passion, and we had something to direct it to.
True, yeah.
So it was like, okay, right, we want to do stuff. Like, we just want to do stuff. We wanna spread the love that we have for our craft. We wanna show young people that if you're passionate about something, you can actually achieve goals in that specific thing.
Yeah.
We wanted people to actually focus on their crafts and whatever talent that they have. Like, that was one of the things that were driving us. We'll go to East London and tell people, like, we'll be like, hey man, if you want to be a graphic designer, or if you want to hold up a camera, do it now. Like, figure out how. We had a friend that just started with the phone and recording with phone and editing with the phone. We're like, see, that's what he's doing. We had people that were taking pictures, we had people that were dancing.
Yeah.
Like, we had so many different people in our squad that we were saying, yo, we're doing it. Like, do it now. Don't wait until you finish school. Just do something now together as a movement, and as a group. So it was that, but also it was the unknown. Like, we never knew what would happen if we get to Joburg. We never knew what would happen.
We'd travel sometimes and we just have money to go there.
Yeah,
hoping that one of us will win a competition to pay
exactly
for, and almost 100% of the time we'd always have money to come back.
Yeah, we'll somehow.
Or we'll print DVDs and we'll sell those DVDs to get money to make sure that we can come back.
Yeah, it was that, man. Like, the unknown. Like, going into it, you have a plan, but you're not 100% sure if that plan is going to work. But you know, when you were at that age, we and myself including, I didn't care if things didn't work out. I was like, I'm gonna do my best, and I want to see what. And when we nail it, or when we win, or when we get there, you know, sometimes the winning isn't the highlight. It was the traveling, the fellowship, the friendship. That's what made the whole experience so great, and that's what made me also want to continue doing it. You know?
What you're saying is so interesting, but it makes me track forward now to a person who might have missed out on that. What are your thoughts now? Like, a person is like, okay, I love what I'm doing, but I realize that there's so many things that I didn't explore and so many things I didn't try, and I might not have that energy I used to have. That I was young and I had the time and to explore and try new things. Looking at how far you've come in the age we're in now, what are your thoughts with that person who's now realizing that, damn, maybe I didn't try all of this, but I want to get into it.
The nice thing about being old is that you low-key become wiser. You're able to manage your time better. You're able to manage what you're doing better, and you think rational, and you won't take as crazy risks as we took. You know. But you can now manage yourself a little bit better. So if you already have made a decision of you want to do a specific thing, you gotta just do it. Like, literally, you gotta start it. And doing it as an individual or alone would be the worst thing you could do, and that's what I've learned. is that I wouldn't have achieved what I've achieved if it wasn't for the friends and the circle that I was with. There was no way.
Yeah.
Like literally no way, because you need people to learn from. You need people to also kind of teach sometimes. You need people where you can bounce off ideas.
True.
You know. So if whatever it is, it doesn't have to be an actual talent. It doesn't have to be dancing. It doesn't have to be whatever it is. If you can get about 5 people, or even if there's just 3 of you guys, and you'll set a time and that you're doing this thing all the time, and you're always doing it, and you'll never stop, and you'll keep growing. I think probably like after a couple of, maybe even a year or so, you'll see a massive change. You'll see maybe you benefiting from it and actually enjoying whatever that you've started. But yeah, friendship is important. Like having a circle of people that you trust to do whatever you're doing with, yeah, it's very important. You can never do it by yourself.
You know, I love what you're mentioning also. We come from, I'd love to say, the best city in South Africa. I'll start off there, full stop. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. If you look at the capital cities of the country between Joburg and Cape Town, they are 2 extremes, right? But in some way or the other, Durban is able to be the center of them both, because there's a bit of Joburg in it, in the sense that the people that work hard.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. And then if you want to chill, I mean, there's a beach here, there's an ocean, you can have a good time. In Durban, listen, you can survive. Okay, I don't know what the new petrol price is.
Hey, jump in.
Yeah, but you can survive with $50, man. You can have, you can have a good day. You can have a good time.
I think we need to double it now, man.
Okay, $100. Cape Town and Joburg, we both know you can't say the same about your city. But the other challenge also with coming from a city that's slightly laid back, a lot of talent, and the industry is not here.
Yeah.
Bulk of the industry is in Joburg, and the rest of, in terms of our industries, in terms of production and so forth, is also in Cape Town. It also means that we have to push even harder to do things that are seemingly unconventional.
Yeah,
and that's why it's also seemed as more unconventional here. It's better now because of social media and so forth, but I'm also tracking back to the time when we were dancing and so forth, and still are. But that whole thing of Uguti, parents and older people don't understand it, because it's like there's no industry here for them to see and be able to track with, oh, I saw so-and-so start dancing, then moved on to ABC and D, then ABC and D. Now they own their own company. They're teaching a lot of people to dance, and they're doing productions and so forth. Like, and not from our environment, unless you come from a more fortunate environment, that's there, because other dance styles do have sort of like graduation techniques. Like if you look at ballet bars, they'll start here, move on, go to New York or whatnot. So I always find that so interesting in your journey when it comes to dance, because I remember a time when you used to work retail.
Yeah.
In Gateway, and one day you decided, you know what, I'm going to make the jump. I want to go do this full time. This is what I love. This is what I want to do. And I'm sure that everything around you was probably chaotic and haywire. Like, what are you saying? You want to dance for a living? Like, is that really what you want to do? Before you actually quit your job and decided to do this full time, when did you really see that this is what you want to be your career?
Hey man, yeah, it's a tough one, because I'll say there's like 2 events that happened. Number 1 was when I was an intern at a sound company. So we were busy setting up sound. They set up sound for an event that is happening, and we're busy setting up monitors. And I can't remember which artist was there, but there was an artist there, and they were going to perform. And I was just watching them do sound check. And while they were doing sound check, there was just a voice inside of me saying, "You should be that person." I felt like I was watching myself.
Crazy.
You know, I felt like I was like, but I should be the one there on stage right now with dancers. Or even if it's just me, it should just be me there doing a sound check, testing out the floor. So I saw myself. I was like, man, like, what have I done? Like,
so that convicted you. It's
yeah. And after a couple of weeks, I quit that job. So I quit that, went back to the dancing. But then obviously, like you were saying with the industry, like it's tough.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta be doing gigs all the time. That's how you make your money. And I'm not that kind of a dancer where people will see me as let's call Verb. We're doing a performance at Mabita Stadium. He's gonna be one of the dancers. I'm not that kind of a dancer. Like Verb was still being built up as a brand and as someone that's known for crump, you know?
Yeah.
So I wasn't the go-to guy. I was the call him as a crump specialist or to train, or to call him if he wanted to be part of a competition. So that's when I went to the retail.
Yeah.
So when I got into retail, there was a specific brand that I liked, and I was like, you know what? I know this brand. Let me just try my luck and work for the brand.
Nice.
They accepted me, and man, it was good. Like it was going really well. Then I was there. Someone came in while I was working, and they went, "Verb, what are you doing here?" What do you mean? What am I doing
man.
here? I'm working. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then they were like, "Hey, man," but like they weren't bad. They were just like, do these people that you're working with know who you are?
Crazy.
You know? So
that should have hit you.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, that was another one. I was like, bang, I'm like, crap. I laughed about it. I was like, yeah, you know.
But deep down inside, you knew, Wuti, okay, if someone could walk in here, see me, because the thing is, it's not just that they see you, they see your potential.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So that person was speaking directly to your potential of, man, I've seen you and I see what you can do.
Yeah.
And you're here. I mean, it's great. You have a job, but it's like, that person is looking at the potential.
Exactly.
Like that potential there.
That question of like, do they know who you are? Wasn't on some. Do they know who you are in terms of what you've achieved and as a dancer? But they were really talking on the stuff that you should be doing if you want here.
Crazy.
That's how I looked at it. Like on the reels, like if I wasn't here, who would I be? You know, what would I be doing? Because for me, the truth is that's the person that I actually am. It's just that I've chosen to do something differently. Yeah. So that's when I was like, you know what? After I told my manager, I was like, listen, I'm out. I was like,
you're the king of retirement, man.
I was like, I'm out.
The only thing is this is for you to retire from dance. Like, listen. But I love what you just said, man. Sorry, you said something so powerful that you knew that this is who you are, but you choose to almost leave your shell and become something else and become somebody else. And I know, Wuti, it's something so cliche nowadays. Find your purpose, be who you are and do what you have to do. But I feel identity is one of the things we lose at the very beginning of life, especially in countries, like us, because identity is also very linked to, yes, spirituality and that part of it. I see that, but it's also very linked to your family system, because the leaders of your home are the ones who see your potential, and they see what you can become, and they lead you and they guide you towards it. And, hey, we saw you moving during that beat. Okay, there's something there. Yeah. Then further down the line, you joined this. Oh, okay, there's something there. Then they mold you and they help you go towards that. So what ends up happening with us is that, I mean, honestly speaking, most of us come from homes when either both parents are not there, or if the parents are there, they're busy trying to work so they can provide. So they can't see your potential, and sometimes they can't see what you can do. And the only thing that tells them your potential is your report. Yeah. That's the only thing they know, because that work, when they see a report and they're like, I can see that you're going to be a doctor, I can see you're going to be an accountant, which is beautiful. If it's your purpose and that's where you're supposed to be, that's great. But I can't help but think that it's still such a missing component in our generation, and maybe it's going to be better for the generation that's coming up, because we firstly, even though deep down inside you know that this is not what you're supposed to be doing, but you don't have the confidence to explore what you should be doing because you didn't receive that at home. Yeah. From a home level, Guti, I'm supposed to be exploring this. So what ends up happening is what you're saying, Guti, this is who you are, but you're operating in another shell. Yeah. And you're probably doing okay, and you're probably doing well, but deep down inside you know, Guti, this is not what I should be doing. So I found that as very interesting to mention. Like a lot of people, like with that being said, like I think the journey that people miss
in terms of just living life is finding out what exactly they want to do or what they exactly like and maybe how they see themselves in the future, which is not an answer you'll write down now. It doesn't take a week to figure out. It takes a lot of like talking to people. It takes a lot of like having conversations with other people. Because sometimes you'll think it's that, but it's because you heard a story from someone else about how they achieved something, and then you
like, hey, I know.
So it's a continuous journey. So if you feel like if people were to invest in themselves in a very long time, when an opportunity comes through, it's easy to identify if it's yours or if it's not yours. And it's easy to identify if you're only taking that opportunity because you're going to be comfortable in it.
Okay.
You know? Or is it actually what you're supposed to be doing?
You know? That's so true. I'm also finding that it's also a cliche saying, to show me your friends and I'll show you your future. I'm also finding that besides family, the people around you will also help nudge you.
Yeah.
In that direction.
Yeah.
Like when we were dancing, we always knew that there was something special about Verb.
They never told me that.
No, we did.
He's telling me this now.
No, we did. He knows this. I don't say that. Maybe when we in the competing stage of the dance, because the dance style was like that, no one would admit. You know, because it's like, hey, you'll never beat me. It's like, you just showed a medal we had, and then we were like 12 rounds. Because it's like, Verb beat me.
Yeah,
it's not happening. Same thing with him. Beat me. Nah, not happening. But I think as we were all developing, should I say, because also that time for us, it really did help a lot in terms of realizing what one likes, what one leans towards and so forth. But as we were developing, especially as we were sort of like growing of age, then you realize, no, man, it's also a realization, sometimes it hits you alone, or sometimes it mentioned it or speak about it, that, hey, I'm not able to dance for 5 hours in the day, man. You know, there's other things I want to do, but Verb is able to. Then you realize that, no, there's something special about that. We might not be able to figure it out yet, but there is something special about Verb and about what he does. And I think it helps when you saying, yo, I want to quit my retail job to start a dance studio. Because we realize, there's something special. It's like, if ever there's a person amongst us who can do that specific thing, it's Verb. So I'm coming back to say, I'm realizing how much and how important your circle is. Because they can either sow a small seed of doubt, even when you are going towards your direction, and you'll be like, ooh, yeah, I know, dance, why would I quit a retail job? And I graduated in sound engineering. Makes no sense to do that. But also coming back now to that, man, I don't think people often speak about how hard it is to make the jump. I know you just said you quit your job and you realized this is what you want to do, but and I know you spoke about the conviction of the person that walked in and saw you doing what you're doing, but did you have moments of rethinking the quit? Did you have moments of rethinking the damn, do I really want to do this full time? Do I want to have something to fall back on? Because of how unconventional your career path is, and you have to make it. You create your own career path in this industry, especially in KZN. It's not like, in Joburg, there's a lot of gigs, there's a lot of productions, there's a lot of ABC. You can quickly jump into the industry, you can move, there's something for you to do. How hard was it for you to make that jump? This is my passion, this is what I want to do. Did you consult with any people? Did you have to pray numerous amounts of, how hard was it to make that hard decision of, okay, I might not know what the journey holds for me ahead, but I want to jump and I want to choose this?
I think like deciding that I wanted to, because for everybody that knows, I think the hardest thing, it's not the retail that was very hard, it was my qualification, leaving the sound, the qualification going, I'm not going to search for any more jobs or anything that's better for me. That was very hard. But the hard part about leaving the retail was the money. Because if I leave that, I'm going to zero. Then that was the hardest part.
So you knew the purpose and you knew that this is what you wanted to do, but it's that rat race, that money that's got you there now.
Yes, it was literally this money, I'm using it to pay for expenses. I have dreams, that I have goals, I have, you know what I'm saying? This is what I want to do with the money. So that was the hard part. But also, being real, when I decided that I wanted to leave, I didn't leave on that same day. Number one, I had to pray about it, I had to sit down and talk to people about it.
Yeah.
Then the most important thing was I had to make a plan.
Okay.
Had to make a plan as to when I leave here, where am I going?
Nice.
You know, I think for anyone else that's a dancer out there, the toughest thing you could do is leave your job. Or the craziest thing to do is leave your job, leave something that has income for you to go back home and dance.
Bro.
That's not gonna help you in any way. Like, I'm just being honest, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna be hoping, because that's the thing about having a craft or having a talent, is that when you're in it, it feels like heaven. You can be in it and live on bread even. You can be in it and live on fries. It's fine. You don't care, because that's how much you love this thing. That's how much you really enjoy doing this thing. It's giving you fulfillment, you know? But in reality, when you have to look at your goals and what you want to do in life, do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? Do you want to buy a car? How can you maintain that car? Do you want to go out? When you go out with your friends, can you contribute? Like, all those things. Yeah. When you look at all those things and you're being real to yourself, that's when you're going to actually start coming up with the plan. So for me, when I came up with the plan and I went, okay, this is my plan. This is how I'm going to do this. This is the time frame I'm giving myself, and I'm going to do it.
Nice.
And then when I decided that, that's when...
So the plan gave you more security in your heart. Okay, I might be leaving the money, but it's not blind walking.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not blind leading the blind.
Yeah, man.
You have a plan, so the plan gave you some security. It might be tough for a season.
Yeah.
But there's a plan and I'm going to stick to it.
Yeah, and it had to be a plan that I knew that I can achieve it. I knew that I can do it. Like, if I put it into action, I know what I'm doing Monday, I know what I'm doing Tuesday, I know when I'm practicing. Even the practice had to be scheduled. Like, if I'm saying I'm going to do this thing forever, then I need to treat it like how people that I look up to that are in business or that are athletes treat their craft. You know, like, I liked how you said athletes, because that's how it is. Like, an athlete has a schedule. You know, they do. They have a specific schedule. They have a training schedule. They know when they're actually performing or when they're doing whatever sport that they're doing. So with myself, it was like that as well. I had to train it at a specific pace. I had to make sure I'm the best in what I'm doing. And so by the time a competition hits, if I'm gonna win X amount, 10K in that competition, I mustn't go in there going, yeah, we're out here having fun, man. Yeah, I'm like, damn, I don't have money. So I have to
work. I need to get this.
Exactly. It's like, I've trained for this thing, and I'm gonna make sure that I win for it. If I'm going there and it's costing me 2K to get to the specific city,
you need the return on investment.
Exactly. You know, so it's like that. Like, it started off because that was one of the beginning phases. That's how I was doing so many competitions, because that's how I was actually making money. Like, before anything else. There's
so many things I want to touch on, but because of the time, I'll touch on two. I like how you just ended what you said, that's why you were doing so many competitions, because that's how you were making a living. But in order for you to be confident enough to do so many competitions, that means you would have spent so many hours to know that you're going to win that competition, even if somebody comes from overseas, from Nigeria, from Swaziland, from wherever, would say, listen, I'm going to get my money, and I know what I'm going to. But you make it sound so easy. I want to speak about the hours of practice that go into the craft that you do. How do you remain diligent and disciplined till this day to make sure that you put in the time?
Hey, man, it's...
And how much time do you put in, so people know? Because people don't know the art of... People might not know the art of dance or crump overall, and it's new to some people.
Okay, number one, it's a daily thing. So this is what I'll say this is what I've learned over the years.
Okay.
because there's different phases in my life. There was a time where I was dancing every single day. About 5-6 hours a day, every single day.
Yo.
There was a time where, and I said every day, like Monday to Sunday.
Yo.
And there was a time where Sunday was dedicated for a full day. So I'm sure you remember when you came to, remember you guys used to session? Yeah. So that was a full day. I used to invite you guys to my full day. I was
single during that time, man.
Me, even if I was dating, still.
Hey, that's true. Even if this guy, be like, hey, wait. I'll see that relationship just now.
Literally, like that's how consumed I was in the craft. Had certain goals that I had to achieve. Then over the years, I realized when I started learning about the craft, learning about my body, learning about the science of just moving.
Yeah.
That's when I realized that, oh man, I don't have to do a full day.
Okay.
All I need to do is know what I'm doing, learn how to do it.
Okay.
And then put in the hours of that specific thing. If it's 2 hours of me learning footwork, what's important is that I'm not doing footwork that has no meaning.
So now it's not just shooting the bullet. You have a target,
now I have a target.
And
I know how to hit it as well. So it's about having a target, but also knowing how to hold the gun at what angle, and then practicing that angle.
Yeah.
So it's not just going, there's a target. No, it's but okay, I've learned that I need to hold it like this, in this angle, and then basically that.
Okay.
So learned that, continue with that, and then so then the hours started dropping, but it's only dropping because of knowledge. So it ended up being less about how the body moves, and it became more about knowledge on how the body must move. So that was pricey.
Okay.
Now that's when I had to invest financially into my craft. That's when I had to do the traveling to go and learn, go to people that I look up to.
So basically, what I'm getting, sorry to cut you off, you're saying there's a place where your gift or your passion or your talents will take you to.
Yeah.
And then there's a place where now when you need to transition, you might have to invest.
Definitely.
You might have to sort out more information. You might have to travel. You might have to.
Definitely. When you like being talented is cool. Like even if you're a singer, like you can be a great singer.
True.
But I know for a fact that some people that are really good at what they do, if it's singing, for example, there is a singer that's gonna go, you are an amazing singer. But if someone was to sit down with them and go, how can they improve? They probably mention 10 things.
That's true.
So it's a matter of finding those people that can mention 10 things and go, you are talented, you are amazing at what you do. This is how, there's no but. It's not that you're bad at whatever you're doing, but it's a matter of how can I become better? How can I be world class? Then when you get that information, that's when you also realize that, wow, crap.
Okay.
It'll also humble you. That's how you stay humble. Then you can go, oh man, like I have 15 things that I don't know. This person taught me this thing. It took them 15 years to learn just one thing. I gotta go back to the lab.
Okay, back to the drawing board.
Exactly.
Man, this is so crazy. What are some of the misconceptions you get about dance as a career? And what are some of the misconceptions you get from people that you tell, Lubuti, all right, this is what I do. I'm a dancer, and obviously you have a dance academy.
Yeah.
But what are some of the misconceptions?
Hey man, there's a lot. There's a lot. Even this week, I was at a school, very popular school in KZN, one of the best schools probably maybe in the country, probably top 10.
Nice.
Get there, I'm called to do a choreo for like a minute and a half. Get there, do my thing. One of the students come to me and goes, so you got called to come and teach us this thing, which is just like a minute and a half. I'm like, yeah. Like, oh, what do you do? So that's the problem.
Okay.
So with that one question can lead to all the other questions that I get from people. And my answer has become very, very, very straight to the point. I go, all right, when you're sick, where do you go? Well, I go to the doctor.
Okay.
Y'all can't dance. So, okay, y'all came to me.
Okay, nice.
So that's just what it is. Like, a lot of people don't see dance as their career. They don't see it as a profession, and that's where
almost
the
like you
problem
took
is.
leave from work to come and teach us what we're doing here.
Exactly, and that's a profession. I mean, that's the problem when it's actually a profession and it's actually a career. So now you gotta ask us. I'm sure maybe even someone that's watching us going, but man, it's just to jive. What about your grandmother that also helps you when you have the flu and they mix something? Are they a doctor? No.
Okay.
Yes, there is a chance of them helping you out with that little thing, but there'll come a point where you are going to need real medicine, and that's what it is.
You just called out people and told them they're fake dancers?
No, I'm just saying, like at the end of the day, it's...
I got you,
yeah,
man.
you know what I mean?
I got
so
you.
everybody can move, we can play music, everybody can dance. Like, and
but
that's
not everybody's invested the amount of years. But that's the perception.
The perception
you're
is
doing something that everybody can do.
Yes, which is just playing music, like going, like I'm a piano, everybody's dancing in the club. But that's just dancing. But we're talking about now, like deeper. The art of it, which is what people are naive about. People don't want to learn about the culture of street dance. They don't want to learn about the actual culture of Igom. Where does it come from? Where are these people dancing? Like the people, who are the people that came up with the moves? You know what I mean? Like people don't ask themselves those questions.
True. That's so true.
So it's, if people were to start investing in that now and going, yes, there's club dancing, but now let's find out where are the people that started this thing. Like, why does the music sound like this? And why is it making us move like this? Where are those people?
It'll answer a lot of questions and it'll give you more knowledge and insights.
And then they'll start appreciating the street dancers more. Because when they get there, they're going to see footwork on the music. They're going to see, sorry to bring this up, but you know, like for example, in TikTok, you can slow down the music and hit the beat. They're going to see people that are doing it in real time.
Don't have to slow down the music.
Don't have to slow in real time. They're going to see people doing it to music that they don't even know, and it's their first time hearing it.
Hectic.
You know what I mean? So that's what people are naive about. Most of the time, the people that appreciate or understand what I'm doing are people that have attended the events, people that have seen me teach, people that have seen my students get transformed, get better. Those people go, I understand what you're doing. Like, and it's tough. You know?
On the lighter side, or maybe on the funnier side, what is the misconception with older people?
With older people?
Yeah, you know, like, malum, and now you have to explain, like you're in a transition of getting married now. Have you ever had instances where, you know, the siblings or the relatives were like,
And I think it's for relatives or for older people, like for them, if I was...
So you tell them, and then when they see you and they see that, hey, this man even driving, he can afford petrol. This man got his own brand. I mean, look at this, man. I'm wearing your brand and you're busy. Okay, fine, you're ambassador for the brand. It's cool. It's
same thing.
Same WhatsApp. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's actually like that, honestly. You know, like they want to see stuff.
Sure.
My perfect example is my grandmother. She wasn't okay with it for a very long time.
I can imagine.
For a very long time. Exactly. A very long time until I promised her, I said, listen, I'm going to get a car. I'm going to take it to the clinic. I said, this car is going to be yours. Every time you need to go to the clinic, call me. You're like, but it's all around Johnny. I'm like, hey. I'm going to get a car. And this was a year before I got the car. I'll get a car. When I get the car, I'm going to,
nice.
You know. When that happened, I think a lot of things changed. She realized that you know what you're doing. You have a plan. You're good at what you do. When I need something, you're there for me.
Okay.
When there's something that's required in the house, you're able to provide it.
Okay.
There's never a time where you are lacking and you need my assistance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it made her go, wow, you really doing it? I don't understand it. But you're really doing it. So when I see someone else, or when I see older folks, other, I think I've packaged my life and my branding in such a way that they go, we see these things working for you. We have no idea how it works.
Okay.
But we can see it's working. So the only thing we can ask you is it really the only thing that you do?
Okay.
That's how they ask. You're not paying the ends, you're not put aside. That's the only question I get, you know?
And after you say yes, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. It's like,
so I like what you just said, Uti. I like what I really love what you just said. I'll tell you why. There's a lot of new budding industries and careers, and most of them are creative, in a sense. And what's happening is that the previous generation might not understand what is happening. What does my child want to go into?
Yeah.
I see the results, but yes, sis, what is an illustrator? Are they going to draw sketches? What is the,
Yeah, man. Hey.
So, I want to tie it in, Uguti. What is some advice you can give people that are looking to jump into something that's unique and something that's not conventional? What's some of the advice you can give them, and then for the younger crowd, but also what is some of the advice that you can also give people that are older that are looking to do something, as I say, people that are more mature, they've already invested into something else and they're growing in it, and they feel like, I'm so invested here, I don't see how I can make that transition.
Man, number one, everything is hard. Like whatever, if you're thinking about doing something and you're scared it's going to be hard, everything is hard. Life itself is difficult. So whatever you're doing now might be hard. You may be a little bit comfortable in it, but it is hard. But whatever that's the hardest has the greatest reward.
True.
So either way, you gotta go through that storm, you gotta do it, and just go in there knowing that it's gonna be tough. Rather picture the toughest thing that could ever happen to you and then go into it. Like the toughest thing. And there's a very high chance that might not even happen. But just think of how tough it might get, then do it. Then number two is, which is what I also think about most of the time, is everything that is wasn't at some point.
True.
So every single career that's out there first wasn't. Every single job that's out there at a certain point wasn't there.
True.
So if you're starting something that's unheard of, there's a high chance that number one, someone is doing it somewhere in the world. True. That's number one. But if Kampela you're the only one to actually start something like this and do it, then remember, there's some points where the word accountant wasn't there. True. And that's what, for me personally, has pushed myself. Using names like a dance athlete. Using names like I'm a director of a company. Verbz Students Academy at some points didn't exist. Now it exists. If you Google, you will search, you will find it, you will find an address. There's a point where it didn't exist, so I had to bring it to life. So that's my advice. Hey man, don't overthink. Okay. Don't overthink about something. Everything. We in a world where you out here you gotta be here to create.
I like that.
You gotta be here to create, and if you have a goal, if you want to start a business, want to do whatever, that's the right passion to have. That's the right thing to have. Create it, bring it to life. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be damn hard, but bring it to life. Literally, bring it to life.
Yeah, man, I brought a motivational speaker out here.
Ow, yes, that's me. You can book me to come and motivate you guys.
You're already looking for bookings.
Yeah, bookings at Verbz.
But you can. No jokes.
Yeah, no, actually, you can, man. If you
no jokes. This guy does bridal parties. Bridal. Learn how to dance.
Bridal parties. I'm bridal parties, man.
People want to learn how to dance. People are looking for new activities, bro.
Yeah, I know. Bridal parties, though. Hey, gay. What's up, man?
Man, it's been fun. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, man.
Like I said, I really wanted to understand your journey, and I definitely did in a different light. For myself, but also for the people that are joining us, either listening or watching through YouTube. So thank you for coming. Please follow Verb at Verbz Pics on Instagram, Verb Bang on Facebook. Are you on Twitter?
Hell no, man.
Okay.
Hey, man, you trading on Twitter one time. I wasn't on Twitter.
You trending on Twitter? No, what were you doing? Hope it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was bad. Hey man, I'm gonna address this now. So it was, but that's when I realized that I'm really at peace of mind. So. And this goes back, sorry, I know you're ending the podcast.
No, go for it.
But it's just to also touch on the fact that you are going to have people criticize what you do.
Okay, yeah.
But this was on Twitter level. So I done something with Hyundai.
Yeah.
And we had shot something with Hyundai, and I was dancing, and that I was dancing to my piano track, and obviously crumping to my piano track.
Yes, yeah.
So now, if you look at this, someone else would have gone. This is person number one. Person number one would have said, whoa, this guy's crumping too, and I'm a piano track. This guy is still crumping, he's really good at crumping. This guy is working with Hyundai Gets. Wow.
That's nice.
Well done, black man. That's guy number one. Or guy number two. Who still crumps these days? Why is he crumping to my piano track? Hyundai, y'all are using this crumper and my piano track just because you're trying to get us to buy Hyundai or buy into this. You know what? This is whack. This guy's whack. This whole thing is whack.
Bro, what you just said is an entire podcast series, not an episode. It's an entire podcast series on its own. It is such a ridiculous mindset, man. It's Salta.
But yeah, man, you're gonna get people that are people are gonna not like whatever you're doing, and if it's a business, someone in your community, someone at home, someone close to you, someone is gonna say whatever you're doing doesn't make sense. They may not say, they'll say whatever that's gonna totally discourage you. Like totally. But it doesn't matter.
That's true.
Keep going.
Just to also add there to the end, what I'm constantly realizing is that people are bitter, and the reason why they're bitter is because they didn't have the guts to make the jump.
Yeah.
We were speaking about people didn't have the guts to pursue what they wanted to do. So as soon as you show up and you're able to crump, work with an international brand, a certain song, and it's online, people are bitter that somebody was actually able to do that. It's not so much about you crumping. Yeah. It's the bitterness. Somebody is able to do that and actually make it. And it's that bitterness, which I didn't follow what I wanted to do. So why should he be the one to do it? People are just full of bitter people, man. It's just, especially, I don't know if it's the same internationally, but in South Africa, bro. You can post up a business that is so unique to this country that can be the most successful thing. You will have person A, like you mentioned, but for some reason there's always more person B's.
Yeah.
There's just,
and that's the reality. Like
it is.
If anybody's doing anything, that's the reality. And most of the time you don't do what you're supposed to do, which will work, is because you're listening to. That's very true.
Yeah.
Person B.
Man, it's so amazing to have you here. It's goodbye for a short while because you're going to be here for a lot of other topics, man. A lot of other fun topics.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, today I just wanted to get your story, get your journey. Yeah, man, and this guy's making a lot of money, bro. So
here you go.
Lunch, supper. Actually, my whole groceries is on him for the month of June, bro. You got me, right?
I'll tell you coffee at Starbucks.
Which I guess is I'll tell you coffee and stuff. But yeah, man, listen, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit that like button. It does make a huge difference to the channel. If you are listening via podcast, whatever platform it is, we appreciate you. Thank you for being a part of Life with Mawanda. It's all about life, inspiration, and purpose. And yeah, man, we literally just talk about life and things that happen in life. Mr. Verb Bhebgu, last words from you?
Yeah, man. You can follow me. I think I interrupted you.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about Twitter, yeah.
Instagram at Verbz Pics, TikTok at Verb Bhebgu. Yeah, I'm just there. Just there. That's where you will see all the dancing. My academy as well is at Verbz Academy. Just search it on all social media platforms except for Twitter, and you are going to find us there.
Yeah, man, come on. A South African owns the bulk of Twitter now, Elon Musk.
This
guy has a proper Twitter, man. It's like Yo, I've never seen someone so against Twitter like you right now, bro. You're like, right, go tweet.
You're right.
Yes, it's been good.